So we are talking about capital structure decisions. If you allow me, I would want to get started with a short story. When I just was about to start my business, I was facing lots of problems, and the major problem was financial problem, of course. There was a lady who was familiar to me and my business plan, and she happened to have a very good friendship with me. That lady happened to ask me, so what happened about your business? I said, ma'am, I'm not able to get started with that business at all because I have no funds available. She told me, oh, if that is the case, you can take money from me. How much money do you want? I said, I want 10 lakhs. She said, okay, no problem. Within 10 minutes, she arranged 10 lakhs rupees in cash, handed over that bag filled with currency notes in one go. No paperwork, nothing. No security deposit, nothing. Just on good faith, she handed over 10 lakhs cash. I said, I was just shocked. How is this happening? I was surprised. She told me, don't worry. Whenever you have sufficiency of funds available, you just give me back my money. I said, okay, fine. Thank you so much. I was so happy, so excited. I started my business, and because I was having a very good business plan, right from the first year, my business started generating profits. So let me inform you, I have invested 10 lakhs. All the money was borrowed money, not a single rupee from my own pocket. So 10 lakhs was the fund invested in my business. My business plan had ROCE, that is rate of return on capital employed, of 20%. Means that business plan had potential of generating 20% operating profit on any amount of capital that you invest. So I have invested 10 lakhs in that business. Of course, it was borrowed fund, but I have invested 10 lakhs in the business. Business had a potential of generating 20% ROCE, that is rate of return on capital employed. Now, how much profit do you think I would have made in the very first year? 20% of 10 lakhs, that is 2 lakhs. But mind it, that 2 lakhs is not my net profit, it is operating profit. Because rate of return on capital employed being 20%, it indicates capacity to generate operating profit in the business. So that operating profit is 2 lakhs. If that operating profit is 2 lakhs, now what happens? By end of the year, my initial capital of 10 lakhs has now grown to 12 lakhs. But then I remembered one thing, that a lady has helped me giving this fund. Because of my excitement that day, the first day, I did not even bother to ask how much interest I have to pay, and I just felt little bad that, because of my excitement, I did not even care to ask the interest component, and I must pay some interest because somebody has given their money to me. I must pay some interest. With that intent in my mind, I went to that lady again. When I went to that lady, she just asked me that, Nikhil, how is your business going? I said, ma'am, it's going very fine, and I am earning good profit also. So here I have come to ask you, how much interest should I pay on year-to-year basis? She told me, Nikhil, who is asking you to pay interest? I never gave you money for earning interest, and therefore you don't have to worry about it. I said, no ma'am, it's my humble request. If you don't take interest, I will feel bad. Please take some interest. She said, okay, fine. I had no intention to take any interest, but because you are anyway insisting and offering, you can give me 20% interest. After listening to that line, I was in deep shock. Can you imagine why? Because if I have to pay 20% interest, what happens to my profit? all the EBIT that I have generated from the business, 2 lakhs, that entire EBIT will be vanished in paying interest. So if you can recall, we were talking about financial risk, and financial risk is measured by degree of financial leverage. Degree of financial leverage is EBIT divided by EBT. EBIT divided by EBT. In my business, EBIT was 2 lakhs. Interest also is now 2 lakhs. EBT will be 0. When I compute that ratio EBIT divided by EBT, 2 lakhs divided by 0, the result will be infinite. That means I have now infinite risk, uncountable risk in my business. Actually speaking, forget about these financial terms. If you use your simple common sense, you know, I have just been putting efforts throughout the year to generate 2 lakhs of operating profit, and if that entire 2 lakhs of operating profit is gone, what remains for me? Nothing at all. Nothing, absolutely nothing at all. This story did not result into a happy ending, but doesn't matter. I told you, when a story ends with a shocking thing, it will always give you lessons. Listening to this story, what lessons do you extract out of this? If you ask me, I have actually learned 2 lessons from my own story. Number 1, before borrowing money, I repeat, before borrowing money, you should ask for what would be the rate of interest. Without knowing the rate of interest, never borrow in your life. This is the lesson I learnt, but that lesson equally applies to you and everyone across the universe. Do not borrow without knowing the rate of interest. Fact number 1. Second lesson, don't borrow at such a rate which is equal to or greater than ROCE. So the problem that I faced, because the ROCE in my business, that is rate of return on capital employed in my business, was 20%, and rate of interest on borrowing is also 20%. When I am not able to save anything from that, it will be making no sense for me to carry out that business. That is why there is always a favorable situation to borrow that must be identified. So this point onward, we will always identify situations which are favorable for borrowing, and we should borrow only and only when it is favorable situation to borrow. And what is the favorable situation to borrow? The only favorable situation to borrow is a situation where the rate of interest on borrowing is lower than ROCE. That means you are able to generate a higher rate of return on capital employed, but the commitment towards the interest rate on borrowing is at a lower rate. Or you can say you should borrow only when ROCE, that is rate of return on capital employed, is greater than the rate of interest on borrowing. That will be a favorable situation to borrow. And with this, what I come up with is the next heading for our discussion, the concept of trading on equity. So what is trading on equity? Suppose this question comes in exam, what is trading on equity? I'll tell you not only the concept but also how to write that answer in simplified points. So first of all, trading on equity is a phenomena. What kind of phenomena? It first indicates that borrowing should be made only when there is a favorable situation to borrow. I repeat, borrowing should be made only when there is a favorable situation to borrow. Now what is this favorable situation to borrow? The favorable situation to borrow would be a situation where ROCE, that is rate of return on capital employed, is greater than the rate of interest applicable on that borrowing. That is a favorable situation to borrow. Now favorable situation to borrow is not trading on equity. Favorable situation to borrow is an opportunity. In such opportunity, when you actually borrow that money, use that money in your business, generate a high rate of return on capital employed, and pay lesser amount of interest whatever you have committed, and you end up saving some surplus. That surplus goes to the pocket of your equity shareholders, and that will enhance their rate of return. Enhancement of equity shareholders rate of return by using borrowed funds in a situation that you are able to generate more returns and you have to pay lesser interest, that surplus will enhance the rate of return on equity, and that whole phenomena is what we call as trading on equity. So once again, in terms of how should you write the answer, trading on equity is a phenomena where borrowings should be made only and only when there is a favorable situation to borrow. What would be favorable situation to borrow? When ROCE, that is rate of return on capital employed, is greater than the rate of interest that you are committing on your borrowings. When you make borrowings in such a favorable situation, you will end up generating more return on capital employed, and you have to actually pay lesser amount of interest out of that same fund. You will end up saving some surplus. This surplus will be utilized to enhance the rate of return on your equity shareholders funds. This whole phenomena is what we call as trading on equity. So I am giving you one short paragraph of notes. Please write it up so that later on you have no issues in how to answer for trading on equity. So under the heading trading on equity, just end up writing this paragraph. I have already explained this to you, just note it down.